may be confused right now, but don't be confused. We'll be getting Scotty to beam us over in just one moment. But we are here streaming live to you guys on the Player Connect app, Pilot Games, and Scotty. Oh, there we go.
We are.
In the Twin Studio once again. 40 seconds till we get into this next game, but we are streaming live. Pilot TV, Player Connect app, pilotgames.com/PilotTV, YouTube Live, as well as the Twitch app. Our channel name is MegaSota on both YouTube Live and Twitch.
Absolutely. And if you guys don't know who we are by now, he is Ian and I am Jordy, and we are about to be getting enrolled in a little bit of top 10 action, and you guys have just about 20 seconds left to get enrolled.
Ooh, top 10, one of my favorite games, so make sure you get into this one. Just 14 seconds to do so. But we were talking about all the places we're streaming at.
Absolutely.
And one of my favorite new things that we've been doing is going and putting out a bunch of Pilot TVs at some great locations. And those great locations that just got brand new Pilot TVs, we'd like to highlight.
Absolutely. And so we're going to do just that. And so if you're at a location like Smiley's Tavern, B&L Bar, Moen's Bar, Rodney's Tavern, Oleander Saloon, the Big Dog Sports Cafe, or even the Lamplighter Bar, you're at a place to be with a brand new Pilot TV.
Oh, that rhymed. That was
Thank
nice. I haven't thought of that one. That's a good one.
Yeah.
Good job to all those locations getting those Pilot TVs. If you guys are at a location we didn't highlight and you're watching on a Pilot TV, send in a great player pick so then we can shoot you out some luck, as well as maybe add in your favorite drink, your go-to drink at the bar that you're at, because me and Jordy are on the search of our go-to drinks, and we don't have neither of us have go-to drinks, and so we'd like to verse ourselves in the drinking world. And
Absolutely. I kind of usually gauge the group, and whatever the majority of people are ordering, I'm like, that sounds pretty good.
Oh,
sure.
yeah. I usually go with like simple ones that I know that there's no way that they could go wrong.
See, I had never originally gotten this myself, but my brother's girlfriend, she gets this typically every time she goes out, and so I started getting the tequila sunrise with her, and that was pretty tasty, but it doesn't feel like my signature drink. Okay,
yeah,
guys?
you gotta figure out the signature
I know,
drink. So
but I don't know how to play the field and find that out.
So check and let us know if you can find if you can help us find
Absolutely
that go-to drink. So check in. But we do have some jackpots to go over. Hopefully we can give a jackpot out during our games while we're playing this TwinsWinsDay. But we gave out 5 jackpots yesterday on a MegaSota game night, and we have given out 21 jackpots over the last week, 473 during this season 11.
Absolutely, and that first one that went out yesterday went out to Thafi over at Concordia Lanes, who got to take home a jackpot of $658.
We also had Tank over at Shady's Railside taking home $706.
Absolutely, and next up we had Mart 07 over at the Sunset Grill, who got to take home $892.
Yeah, then we had JBCL Fire over at JC's Bar and Grill taking home $3,096.
Nicely done. And our final jackpot that we gave out yesterday went out to Legion Rob over at American Legion Moorhead, who got to take home $616.
Well, good job to all those winners, and a very you don't see it very often where we have such a variety of different kinds of names in this jackpot list. Yeah, I always like it. It almost feels like our PGL player highlight. If you guys aren't signed up, we're playing PGL games right now. If you want to earn points for that standings, get signed up at pgl.world so then we can add those points to your account.
Absolutely, but I see some great players out there. We got Spike in first place with a bunch of plays left. There's Nit in second place was just about the same number.
Yeah, I see Mad Dog out there, a big-time player that just won a huge jackpot in Twins Bingo not too long ago. Good to see you, Mad Dog. We got Sarah Honey out there in sixth place. And player 7th, CBLF in 8th, and in 9th place, 27-27.
All righty. Well, let's see if anything's going to shake up. Mad Dog stealing away first place. Nicely done.
But lots of plays still for all these players. We'll see if anybody can catch up or take over that first place spot, as Spike just has so many plays in that third place spot.
Oh, and as quickly as it comes, there it goes. Misty Love stealing away first place.
Oh, yeah, definitely great stuff. And we just released a great E-Tab game.
Oh, yeah.
And we give out a bunch of jackpots in our E E-tabs, but the brand new one that we're trying to give out as many jackpots in as we possibly can is Break the Bank. Try your luck in the banker bonus. If you can pick the right safety deposit box, you'll be winning some crazy prizes.
Absolutely, but if you guys want to stay up to date with when we're releasing E-tabs like that, along with all the other great information about Pilot Games, our Facebook page is the hub of that information. You can give us a follow and a like once you search up Pilot Games and be able to keep up with all of our weekly bingo schedules, event details, big progressives, player pictures, and so much more. If you're new to Pilot Games, check out that link tree. It'll have direct links to all of our streams, social medias for you to interact with, as well as all the locations around Minnesota where you can play Pilot Games.
Definitely some great stuff there. And I've actually had a little bit of a revamped love for Facebook lately. I was a big non-Facebook user. I only went on Facebook for maybe Facebook Marketplace, or
I was going to say Facebook Marketplace has revived my
making
love.
sure I updated my whatever profile picture so it didn't get too old. I think mine's still like crazy old right now.
Yeah.
And
Not too sure.
and so I need to do that. But I've been on Facebook a little bit more lately, and I've actually been enjoying myself. I feel like I actually enjoy the things that people post on Facebook, where all my other social medias, I just like searching around, like not even looking through my actual timeline kind of stuff.
Just going to those Explorer pages.
Yeah, exactly. Where my Facebook, I really like getting the news, seeing what people are doing, what my family's been up to, what kind of updates and stuff like that. And I enjoy my timeline a little bit more on my Facebook page.
I definitely can agree to that. I have such a bigger appreciation, especially as I connect with more distant relatives more often as I am. And so it's been definitely a lot of fun to help everyone stay connected. And everyone, I didn't realize that you have an entire side of the family that post on Facebook and interact with each other as if it's texting.
Yeah, it's funny how many people interact on that Facebook app, and so I'm glad that I'm back on it. So maybe I can actually have an up-to-date profile picture.
Not to mention my absolute addiction to Facebook Marketplace.
Oh,
I
that
have
is
been going
awesome.
crazy the past 48 hours. We've just found a new place to live upcoming in the next coming weeks, and so I'm in just an absolute hustle mode of trying to find as much cheap and cute furniture as possible, and I'm having a ball with it.
Oh, yeah, and Facebook Marketplace makes it so easy to get those used furniture pieces for a really good deal.
Absolutely. You can get sectionals for just ungodly amounts that you would not be able to find in stores.
Yeah, it's really, really nice. But we are still in this game, as what I thought was going to happen. Spike took over that first place spot over at Poppers in Virginia, and you guys just have 3 minutes and 17 seconds to see if you can challenge that #1 spot. But it looks like just so many of these players don't have the plays that Spike has in that first place spot.
Absolutely. But as you guys know, we get each and every day started with a Cup of Joe, and I'm not just talking about coffee. We have a little 20-minute segment called Cup of Joe where I bring on different bingo hosts with me each and every morning just for a small segment of time where we go over where all the big money is going to be on the line for you guys today, as well as where all those player standings are starting off for the day.
Yeah, I'm glad I got mine done for the week. I mean, no more getting grilled by you about my favorite jackpots available. I don't even know. Craziness happens during that. No, it doesn't. We go over a bunch of great stuff on that Cup of Joe, and it is a perfect warm-up for you to get into that Twins Bingo that runs from 12 all the way till 1, just 10 minutes after we get off that Cup of Joe with Jordy. We were not able to give out that Twins Bingo jackpot, though, today. It was me and you in the Twin studio once again trying to give out that jackpot, but it's still a $7,000 jackpot heading into tomorrow's Twins Bingo that's going to be running from 12 all the way to 1.
Absolutely. I'm going to be back and better than ever trying to give it out, but not to mention all the other great prizes on the line in there as well. But it leads you right up to the 25-cent card edition of Jackpot Hunter that runs from 1 all the way till 4 p.m. You always have that minor, mega, and major on the line for you guys each and every day, and that minor is absolutely awesome because every $50 increment, it increases 4 balls for you guys. It'll cap off at 64 balls once it hits $150, but that cash will continue to grow until it gets in your pocket.
Oh, yeah. Great, great stuff. And I'm sure you guys had some great stuff happen during our happy hour bingo, as that happy hour bingo contains 2 games of Lucky 4 bingo and 23 games of Jackpot Hunter $1 edition. The 2 Lucky 4 games bracket those 23 games, one at 4 o'clock, one at 6 o'clock. And I'm not sure if we gave that jackpot out, but it was that $14,000 heading into today. And we'll have an update on that when we get into Cup of Joe with Jordy tomorrow. But that Jackpot Hunter $1 edition is always a super fun one, as it runs from 4 all the way till 6 o'clock. The minor prize, much like that minor prize in the Jackpot Hunter 25-cent edition, it clicks up 4 balls, but it's every $100 on the $1 edition. So $100, 52 to 56, from 56 to 60 at $200, and then at $300 it clicks up to that 64 ball count, which means it's a super easy prize to win.
Absolutely. It's basically a handout at that point, and we had it starting off the day at 64 balls and over $300 on that very first game today during happy hour. So hopefully you guys came out bright and early right at that 4 p.m. shot where you guys got to take home that jackpot.
Yeah, I want to check on those jackpots they were giving out, as they gave out a jackpot in game number 1 of $538 to Melissa over at Willard's Bar Bacchus, another one to Brother Nate over at the Chart House, winning $690. Welcome to the jackpot list, Brother Nate, getting that over $600 jackpot. We also had another over $600 jackpot go out to 69 T-Bird over at Carboni's Pizza CR Billiards, winning $786. Another minor prize going out to Sarah Money, a player that's actually competing right now for some PGL points, taking home $791. Welcome back to the jackpot list, Sarah Honey. And in the final jackpot that went out during those games, we gave it out to
Taco Doggy.
Taco Doggy. That's what it is. Over at Carboni's Pizza CR Billiards, with winning $570. So that major prize did not go out during those games.
No, but we do have a winner, as Spike over at Poppers in Virginia has taken away that $312 prize. Nicely done in our first game of Top 10. But I do want to say it's a shame that Brother Nate wasn't playing under the name Brother Nat, because it would have had huge implications on his standings.
Oh, yeah, I'm telling him. He's got to check in and tell us that he is, that in fact, the Brother Nat, that Brother Nate is actually Brother Nat. And then we'll work on getting those points combined up for you.
I was going to say, because he is right smack in the middle of a neck-and-neck competition in that Jackpot Hunter standings, and that could have some serious changes happening.
It definitely could. So definitely let us know, Brother Nate. But we just have 4 minutes and 10 seconds to get enrolled in this very first game of Vikings Victory, one of my favorite games that we get into, because there's 2 jackpots available in this Vikings Victory. We'll see when we get enrolled into this one, but
we got $183 on that smallmouth and $2,340 on the largemouth.
Yeah, should we call it smallmouth and largemouth on Vikings Victory?
Yeah.
Yeah, what do you think it should be called?
I have no idea.
Big horn and little horn, on the Vikings helmet? I don't know. I'm trying to think. I don't know. Big axe jackpot and I don't know. I don't think that works. I think that maybe get confused sometimes.
I was going to say, I think that might be taken a kind of vulgar way.
Yeah. I think that's kind of what the players would hope for. I mean, I may be just playing
it's a fun play on words.
I think the players would enjoy if we said that every time we talked about the
Vikings.
Vikings.
I think there might even be some slip-ups on air.
oh, yeah, there probably would be. And so we won't go with that one. We'll keep brainstorming. And so check in and let us know if you get any great ideas on what we should call the jackpots that are available in Vikings Victory. But we do have some other Vikings games that you guys were actually playing before we got into this Twins Wednesday, and that was Skull Bingo. That runs from 6 all the way till 10 o'clock. There's a coverall jackpot that you can win in 50 balls or less, a large frame jackpot that you can win in 43 balls or less, and a line prize that you can win in 10 balls or less.
Absolutely. You guys will get another hour of it after we finish up this Twins Wednesday. I almost called it a Wild Wednesday, and then just absolutely lost the train of thought. But we are in a Twins Wednesday, and so you guys will get another hour after this to play the Skull Bingo and hopefully get some great prizes.
Oh yeah, but we are in a Twins Wednesday that runs from 7 to 9 every single Wednesday. It's usually me and Jordy here in the Twins studio or the Wild Ice studio. We flip between each one. Our Wild season just ended, so we switched over to our Twins studio. But it is a blast. So you're here for the first Twins Wednesday that we've had in a little bit, and like I said, 7 to 9 every single Wednesday, PGL points all over the place, and you can win even $12,325 in our grand finale game of Jackpot Jungle 25-cent edition. That all you got to do to take home that 12 grand jackpot is win it in 52 balls or less.
Absolutely, but if you guys want to play the $1 edition where you're trying for a jackpot of $12,369 and you can take it home in 54 balls or less, MegaSota Game Night is your night. It did not go out last night, so you can come out next Tuesday at 6:40 when Tony and Nikki take take over once again and try and give out as many jackpots and PGL points as possible.
Oh, it's a super fun night. I like both of our PGL nights. We always have an absolute blast. But we're going to have a blast during this Vikings victory game, which you guys only have 1 minute and 15 seconds to get enrolled in. As you guys are getting enrolled, we do have the top 10 from Top Dog.
All right, well, I'll hop right in. And in 10th place, it ended up being 27-27 over at the Muddy Cow Shakopee, getting to take home $10. Getting a winning of $20. In 9th place, it was Player over at Heartland Country Club. 8th place was Bergar over at Cabin Bar, who took home $31. S&T over at Paradise Resort Bar and Grill got to take home $31, coming in 7th. In 6th place, it was Cha Nick 15 over at Yesterday's Gone, taking home $31 as well. 5th place went out to Chicago Joe over at the Boathouse Brothers Brewing, who took home $52. I like that. Boathouse Brothers Brewing.
Boathouse Brothers Brewing. It seems
fun to say.
It feels like it would be a good summertime stop.
Absolutely. But we also had a couple more winners, as in 4th place, it ended up being Mad Dog at VFW East St. Cloud, taking home $83. And then in 3rd place, it was Amski 32-17 over at the Happy Hour Bar, who took home $104.
Oh, we didn't play Top Dog. We played Top 10.
Top 10. Top 10.
Yes. Very, very close in name.
Yes.
So easy to mistake.
Oopsies. Well, I still have a top 2, and in 2nd place, it ended up being Knit over at Leo's Bar New Market, taking home $208. And then in 1st place, it ended up being Spike over at Poppers, taking home that jackpot of $312.
Definitely great players, getting some great wins during that top 10 game. And now we are in a great game of Vikings victory. $2,544 available on that large jackpot, and the small jackpot is in at $285. We'll see if we can give it out in this great game, as we already got Pickle 2 in 1st place.
Ooh.
Speaking of pickles, we had a once-in-a-lifetime, I feel like, pickle experience.
It was the strangest phenomena I have ever seen.
Yeah, I've never seen it before.
We had just brought this, so this happened at probably like what, a month or 2 ago?
Yeah, I'd say probably around 2 months ago.
2 months ago. It's been some time, and we never spoke about it after it happened. And then just
No.
the other day, I was like, do you remember when that happened? That was like a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity.
Yes, and it all revolves around pickles.
Absolutely.
And so we decided we were driving into work. That's we were coming in for broadcast.
Just a regular, our normal day-to-day routine going to work.
Exactly. We were riding together, and we pull out onto the main street in our city.
And I take a peek up at the top of this like industrial like semi that has like, you know, those giant bins that are filled with either like coal, wood, or things like that when they transport. Well, I take a peek up above, and it is just thousands upon thousands of pounds of pickles in the back of this truck.
Cucumbers, pickles. I'm not sure what it was.
They looked like pickles. They did not look like the typical skinny cucumber.
No.
They were pickles.
It was interesting, and so I still am convinced it was just cucumbers. And
but it was a pickle company. I looked up the logo that was on the side of the truck, and it was a pickle company. It might have been cucumbers that were being transported.
Oh yeah, but I just feel like they couldn't transport just like pickles out in the open like that.
Because they're not in their they were not in any jars or any containers. It was just like mounds and mounds of just like pickles.
Yeah, in this thing. And even when you saw it, you weren't completely sure on what you were viewing.
No.
And so you even looked at me and were like, I don't know what that is. What do you think that is? And I'm like, I don't know.
I've never seen anything like it.
I've seen corn like that.
Yeah, but corn doesn't need to be like preserved.
Exactly. That's why I've seen corn be transported like that, but I've never seen like cucumbers,
It had
pickles.
to have been cucumbers, because the thought of just like 2 tons of pickles sitting in the sun being transferred miles is just kind of not what you want to hear.
Yeah, it'll put you off of pickles.
Yeah, but it was just the craziest thing I've ever seen.
Yeah, well, speaking of crazy things, we got some crazy national days, and our first one up is International Museum Day. Each year on May 18th, International Museum Day provides an opportunity for museum professionals to alert the general public about the importance of museums and the challenges they face.
Yeah, we were talking about this earlier today, and we were actually curious about like what challenges they may face, whether it be, you know, just the upkeep of making sure that these artifacts stay preserved, if it's the theft that could potentially take place within the museums. I wasn't exactly sure what challenges they are talking about.
Yeah, I don't know. Well, here's a little article that says why we need museums now more than ever. In today's uncertain times, museums can act as an anchor in the storm. Those who aren't passionate about the power of museums as readers of. Okay, this is just talking about their blog, but learning from the past is a huge one. I think the way that they provide a physical representation of the past, I think, is really, really cool.
Absolutely, and I mean, we just talked about the Louvre in Paris and how it is the #1 most visited tourist attraction in Paris, above the Eiffel Tower, above the Arc de Triomphe, like everything. Like the Louvre is like the destination for
Well, that
tourists.
fits right in with the next point that this article made, bringing communities together. I mean, most visited attraction there, and the fact that it just brings so many people who are like-minded, wanting to learn about the history, being able to talk, converse about their opinions about it, I think is really, really cool.
Absolutely. I mean, I can name a number of times where I had come in from out of town specifically to be going to the DIA, which is the Detroit Institute of Art, with my parents, and how they look forward to all the different exhibits that they have on. And I love it. I love it so
I mean,
much.
and it's such a great way to be able to educate future generations.
Absolutely. I mean, it really gets kids interested because they get to see it firsthand and see things and even experience them even hands-on in some cases. Like in a town called Ann Arbor, they have the scientific hands-on museum, and it's all interactive experiments that you can go to as a child and get to experience scientific experiments and things like that, and all that stuff, and it's super fun. And I remember we took a field trip like that in, I can't even remember, elementary school, and it just got so many kids sparked that they wanted to go into physics, science, anything it was. They really sparked a lot of creativity.
Oh, yeah. And then one of my favorite museums, Night at the Museum, one of my favorites out there, just a great movie themed around museums, has a bunch of great actors and actresses in it. I mean, just name a few: Ben Stiller, Owen Wilson, Robin Williams,
Rami Malek's in it, Steve Coogan.
Yeah, it's a really, really fun cast, and I love the concept of the whole entire museum coming alive, and it really sparked my imagination as a kid, especially coming into those museums, thinking about them coming to life, and it almost added to the fact of just the love of museums, because you could envision these things coming to life and moving around and acting certain ways, like a part of their history.
Yeah, I remember as a kid thinking that when I saw those big animals and stuff at museums. Like, I always was wondering, or like even like the Neanderthal and caveman exhibits where they're all like just like a whole bunch of mannequins and people on display. I always thought about how I wished I could like go in there and like look at them and be like, are you real?
Yes, I know. I wanted
to so badly. And then I went to a wax museum and absolutely hated it. Because
wax museums seem scary.
It really did not like it.
I think pictures of them are funny.
I like seeing the real life person next to their wax figure, but that's about all of it.
Yeah, it's super, super funny. I saw The Rock had went to his wax museum, and he was how upset on how they betrayed his behind, and he was like add some more. He was like, I need some more on back there. Like
they didn't make his butt big enough.
Yeah, he was upset about it. Yeah, I thought it was quite funny, but I didn't realize that Night at the Museum actually had a third movie.
Really?
Yeah, 2014 released movie. You had the 2006, 2009, and then 2014 Night at the Museum: Secret of the Tomb.
Interesting. What does it focus around?
Yeah, it's when the exhibits at New York's Natural History Museum start behaving strangely when the character played by Ben Stiller must find out the cause. He learns that the tablet, which magically brings Teddy Roosevelt and Jedediah and all the other crazy exhibits exhibits to life at night, has started to decay. Larry, along with his son and museum friends, must travel to London British Museum to learn how to prevent the tablet's magic from disappearing.
Interesting.
I have watched this one. I have. I remember it now, but I've only watched it one time probably.
I have never seen this.
Yeah, it's fun enough. I like the addition of Ben Stiller's kid in there, like not his actual kid, but
The addition of adding in a son to come along on the
yes,
adventures.
and it was fun, and because I could imagine myself as a kid like being
Yeah.
there and like going to my dad's work and I begging to be able to hang out with these museum creatures.
Absolutely. That seems like a lot of fun. But today is an International Museum Day. So today is the day to honor and remember all your favorite times that you've gone to museums and which ones were your favorite.
Yeah, what's your favorite museum?
Earlier today I said the Detroit Institute of Art, but I really don't know.
Is that your favorite? Is that the only one you can really remember?
Yeah, I went to the one in D.C. and I went to all of those different museums, but I really just remember walking around with my friends on that trip. Like
Yes.
it was the middle school DC trip. It wasn't really like us trying to be educated on what
Yes.
was there. But I'd probably say the DIA just because of all of the sentimental memories I have there.
Oh, for sure. I'm going to say
Absolutely love
the one there in DC. I really enjoyed that one.
It was so cool.
And I remember we were on a time limit when we got there.
Yeah.
And so like I was like just walking so fast to try and see every single piece of the museum that I possibly could. It was super fun. But are you going to look up the one
Yeah.
the one in Washington DC?
Absolutely. It was the Air and Space Museum that I really liked.
Yeah, cuz there's a few in the
Yes, it's like the
In the
big
museum.
square
Yes.
of all the different ones, and definitely because I couldn't remember if it was just an aviation one, and I remembered like the space exhibits itself, but I
Yeah.
couldn't remember if they were in two different buildings.
Yeah, I don't remember
But-
either. Lots of really cool museums there.
Very
And so
cool.
happy International Museum Day. We do have a winner in this game as Law over at Blasco's MC Bar in St. Peter is taking home $120 in this game of Vikings victory. Now we're about to get enrolled into our second game of Vikings victory. We'll see if we gave out any of those jackpots in this game and see if they're growing into this next one.
Do you consider zoos and aquariums museums?
No, it's not a preservation of history. I don't think.
Okay,
I think
just a
some.
preservation of
I think
animals.
one like it's a preservation of animals, but I mean there's some zoos that do take the history of animals into
Yeah.
consideration there and like give examples of that. But
Yeah.
I don't know. I figure I've always thought of museums as like
Non-living displays.
non-living displays that are showcasing different
Yeah.
parts of history.
Because I had never really thought of them like that, but there was something online that had categorized them together, and then I started thinking about it. I was like, well, I mean, you are kind of going and looking at different things in cases. Like, it makes sense, but I had just never thought of them characterized as that.
Yeah, and window shopping is going to the zoo.
That's a good point.
Yeah, no, it's not. But I think it's funny enough. We got 3 minutes and 35 seconds to get enrolled in this next game, and we got another national day to get into.
It is National Cheese Soufflé Day. Each year on May 18th, we celebrate National Cheese Soufflé Day. On this tasty day, take the opportunity to enjoy this French delight.
Yeah, definitely look tasty. I could get behind anything that's cheesy, and then add a little bready souffle type.
It looks like a cheese puff pastry of sorts that's made in a little ramekin.
Yeah, it looks tasty, and I could definitely eat it at any point for any meal. It feels like.
Definitely.
Do you have a favorite cheese dish though?
That is so broad.
I know that is a very broad statement, but I mean you have favorite foods. Favorite cheese dish should be able to be thought of.
You would think.
Yeah, it's
Do
tough.
you have one?
Ooh, mac and cheese. Mac and cheese. It's the classic. I gotta go with
It's so good.
It never fails. I can have it as a side to so many different meals, and it's probably my favorite way to consume cheese. I don't know. There's a lot of great ways to do
I
it.
know.
I might even move over
Mozzarella
to like lasagna.
Bosco sticks.
Is lasagna a cheese meal just because it has cheese in
There's
it, or
a
does it
lot
have
of
to
cheese in it.
or does it have to be like a cheese base,
Based
like where
meal?
the cheese is the highlight of the meal?
I would say it has to be the highlight of the meal.
Okay,
because
then I'll
we
go
could
mac and
go
cheese.
sandwiches, burgers, stuff like that have cheese on it that
Yeah.
aren't necessarily the main piece. Mac and cheese is just so good, but I'd probably
Cheesy potatoes.
mm, I don't know. Would you say I like Bosco sticks or mozzarella sticks better? Because that's probably my
you
go-to.
have mozzarella sticks significantly more than you have Bosco sticks, but I
I
think
had my answer.
you've loved Bosco sticks since the day you were a
Yes.
child. You have
My grandpa's dog's name is after my love for Bosco sticks.
yeah, his name is Bosco, and
Yes.
so
They rescued this dog. His original name was Jack. He's a little toy poodle, very not fitting. And it was the same year that my high school had implemented Bosco sticks into their lunch, and it was the first time I had tried it. And so they were like, "Oh, what do you think we should name him?" And I was just like, "Bosco." Oh yeah, Bosco. And they loved it. He immediately started answering to it. It was like it was meant to happen.
it worked out.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I'm going Bosco sticks as your all-time.
Yeah, I was gonna say I have a very specific one: Domino's stuffed cheesy bread.
Ooh, that is a good one. I can get behind that. Well,
Not sponsored by Domino's.
we're not talking about all those other cheese dishes. We're talking about National Cheese Souffle Day. And so if you have a shot at eating a cheese souffle within the next couple days, you'll be celebrating this national day.
Absolutely, but we do have those entire top 10 winners.
Ooh, let's talk about those winners in that game of Vikings victory. Super exciting stuff. And let's get over to it. In that 10th place spot, we had Scarlett over at Molitor's Quarry, taking home $20. Like that name, Molitor's Quarry. We also had Kim N over at Corner Bar in Waterville, taking home $20. $20 also went out to Chicago Joe over the Boathouse Brothers Brewery. In 7th place, we had Fred Trisha over at VFW Spring Lake Park, taking home $30. Say hi to Trisha Fred for me. In 6th place, we had JB19 over at Harold's Club, taking home $40. $40 also went out to the 5th place player, Flazer Beam, over at Poppers. Good old Guy Fieri's superpower, the Flavor Beam, the Flazer Beam. We do have in 4th place Penny over at Northern Divide Bar, taking home $60. $80 went out to player over at Triple R Bar and Grill in 3rd place. 2nd place was Big Bar over at William McCoy's of Andover, winning $90. And in 1st place, we have Law over at Blasco's Embassy Bar, taking home $120.
Nicely done. We did not give out either of those jackpots. We have $382 on the line for that small one and $2,738 on the large. And if you guys have any clever ideas of what we should call them related to Vikings themed, let us know.
Yeah, definitely.
Nikki, if you have any ideas.
Yeah, exactly. We're up for suggestions on this one now. But we do have another national day to get into, as it's National No Dirty Dishes Day. On May 18th, No Dirty Dishes Day suggests taking a break from your daily routine and taking care of some of those dirty dishes.
Absolutely. This is a great one. I know you might just be dreading it. They've been sitting there for the past 2 days, but today is the day to face your fears.
Oh, yeah. I decided that I was going to celebrate this day by taking it a different route and saying I'm going to do no dirty dishes today.
Oh, that's a good one, too.
Yeah, just flip it around a bit. Make myself relax on today because I do dirty dishes all the time.
Yeah, you do.
Exactly. So why not take a break from it on this National No Dirty Dishes Day? But I'm pretty sure it's the way to be able to remind you to get those dirty dishes done. There's a lot of negative health side effects to not eating on clean dishes, and so keeping your dishes dirty.
Yeah, please do not eat off of dirty dishes.
Keeping your dishes clean is super important.
Yes, absolutely. Yeah, I like our arrangement we have. I cook, you clean.
Exactly. It's super easy. I think that's the easiest way to do it. I'm not that great at cooking. I can cook specific meals and do a decent job at it. But you pretty much outclass me in every single meal, and so there's never a reason for me to be the one that's cooking. And you hate doing dishes, and so so then I do the dishes, and it works out perfectly.
Thing. It is a really beautiful thing. I just have always lived in locations where my roommates didn't do the dishes, so it always fell on me. And so now it doesn't, and it's just a weight off my shoulders.
Oh yeah, it makes it super easy. It
makes cooking more fun as well.
Exactly. You're not thinking about all the dishes you have to do and stuff like that. And I don't have to worry about cooking, and so I get.
Hey, you have me beat on microwave mac and cheese though.
I do. I can make a.
I don't know how to cook noodles in a microwave.
I can make a mean microwave mac and cheese.
You can.
Yeah.
I'm giving you full props wholeheartedly right now.
Thank
It is
you.
such an easy meal to make, and especially when you just don't want to cook anything. But I
I know.
can't figure out how to cook the noodles properly in the
My
microwave.
one meal that I'm better at is a microwave meal. Well, I'll take it. I'll take it where I can get it. So props to me, pat on the back. And we're celebrating No Dirty Dishes Day. So get those dirty dishes out of your sink as we get into this next National Day.
It is National Visit Your Relatives Day. Today on May 18th, we encourage all family members to stay connected during National Visit Your Relatives Day.
Yeah, I'm having my relatives visit up here pretty soon because my youngest brother is about to graduate high school. Big moment for him. The last of my parents' children
I
to
know.
have to get them through high school, and so they're pretty excited about it. And I'm just excited to have them up and be able to hang out with the whole family
It's
again.
going to be awesome. I cannot wait. I mean, it's been a while since you've seen that part of the family since they moved, and so it'll be great to have everyone back together again.
Yeah, I'm going to be super excited. And plus, I've been waiting 2 years for since Ben's open house.
Oh, yeah.
My middle brother to
It was a rowdy time.
for Gabe to have his open house because it's always a
Absolutely.
fun time whenever my family gets together for a celebration.
Oh, yeah, super fun. I mean, I just got to have my big family celebration a couple weekends ago. We had like 3 different graduations going on. I got my associate's degree. My brother graduated as well as his girlfriend, and so we all got together, and it was a lot of fun. Even my
definitely was.
grandpa, who lives in Metro Detroit, drove all the way up to Big Rapids, 4.5 hours for it. It's the farthest he's been from home in like years, and so it was just awesome to see everyone.
Yeah, it was a super, super fun time. I was glad I was able to come to that.
Oh, yeah.
And but the funny thing is Ben's graduating. Probably think he's the star of the show. No, Ben when he graduated.
okay.
When he already graduated 2 years ago. You think he'd be the star of the show, but I think the star of the show was split between my little 5-year-old cousin Zaya and our
Higgins.
broadcaster Hot Take Higgins, because their dance off was legendary.
They had an intense dance off, man. They left sparks on the dance floor that night.
Yeah, burning on the dance floor.
They did. They had like a balloon montage going on around them. It was honestly cinematic.
Oh, it was great. But it's National Visit Your Relatives Day, so I'm excited to celebrate my other brother graduating high school. It's super exciting stuff. And I hope I get to visit my relatives a little bit more during the summer.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I definitely want to see those little cousins.
Oh, yeah. And especially they just moved in right next door to your other aunt and cousins. And so
Yes.
that makes things super convenient.
Yeah, actually, pretty much all my family on that side is all together
there,
now,
yeah.
right in the same area. So it makes it really easy to visit all of them.
Oh my goodness, somebody ended up making a fake profile of his grandmother, who we call Yaya, and I'm being catfished by this other Yaya on Facebook now, and it is quite the debacle, and I cannot wait to bring it up to her.
Oh my goodness, and it's gonna be so funny if she just
If
got
it's
logged
her.
out of her Facebook and she
Well,
was
it
just
was
trying
just
to
like
check up on you.
all different people other than relatives. Like she would friend every family member first. Like,
Oh yeah, there's no
but
way.
It was just super funny because it was like,
But
hi,
also
how are you?
but there also is a way because it's Yaya.
I know.
And
She's an unpredictable woman.
She definitely is. But it's National Visit Your Relatives Day, so maybe if you haven't talked to your mom in a while, give them a call. Maybe if you just need to
Absolutely.
talk to your grandma, give them a call as well. Set up a visit so that you can see them. It's always a good thing to. It's usually a good thing to
Yeah,
visit your
usually.
relatives. Visit the ones that make you happy. So
Yes.
or visit the ones that don't and try and make it happy.
Absolutely. But we have one last National Day for you guys, and it is a pretty important one.
Yeah, National HIV Vaccine Awareness Day. Each year, National HIV Awareness Day on May 18th recognizes thousands of volunteers, community members, health professionals, and scientists who work together to find a safe and effective HIV vaccine.
Absolutely. And I mean, they've been making leaps and bounds in progress and everything like that to make this a more manageable disease. But it's still something that greatly affects such a wide group of people in our population. So it's definitely a great day to shed some light and awareness on that issue.
Oh, for sure. Well, that's it for our national days. And so since we're in the Twins studio, might as well get into a little bit of Twins news as they already played today.
Yeah.
And so let's see what happened between those Twins and Athletics.
Well, hopefully they won. Isn't this their third game going up against them?
Yeah, they just had taken a loss in the game prior, and they came out with a bit of vengeance today as they won 14-4 against the Oakland Athletics. What a great showing for us as we scored 3 runs in the opening inning, another run in the third, 2 in the fourth, 5 in the sixth inning to seal up that game, and then 3 more scored in that 9th inning.
Yeah, just to put a little cherry on top. That has a little bit of a bite to it, my friends. That is super exciting to see. I know that it's definitely a little bit of a hard stretch coming out of those Astro games, but we are definitely on the mend and up on the rise.
Yeah, and let's see if we can find a recap on this game. That's what I'm trying to find, as we want to know who was doing good for our Minnesota Twins in that game.
Is the player with the finger injury back in play?
Carlos Carrera.
Yeah.
I think he got off injury reserve, and Carlos Carrera went 2 for 4 with an RBI double in his return from a stint on the injury list caused by a bruised middle finger on his right hand. And the Minnesota Twins set a season high for runs Wednesday in a 14-4 rout of the Oakland Athletics. Carrera was reinstated from a 10-day injury list after missing 11 games due to the injury sustained when a pitch hit the 2-time All-Star while he gripped the bat during a swing.
Ouch.
Yeah, he even was stated it was really nice to get back out there with the guys. Being back out there is definitely it definitely felt like opening day a little bit for me.
Aw, yeah, I'm sure. I mean, he took a little bit of a break coming back like that, but it ended up being with Gary Sanchez, who went 2 for 4 with a double and 3 RBIs. Luis
Arraez?
Yes. Ryan Jeffers and
Gilberto.
Celestino each drove in 2 runs for them as well.
Yeah, so really good stuff for our Minnesota Twins. I mean, a lot goes in to scoring 14 points in a game, and so super exciting stuff. But we have a winner in this second game of Vikings victory that may have a jackpot added on to it, as we're going to check it out as we scroll over to that first place spot. Whitty over at Blasco's Embassy Bar. Yeah, looks like taking home a jackpot along with that $118 first place prize. We'll get that confirmed in just a moment, but good job, Whitty, getting the first place in this second game of Vikings victory, as we are now going to be getting enrolled into the game that we actually talked about earlier, Top Dog.
Oh, yeah, this is our high-low game as well, so you guys definitely want to get enrolled, as our #1 player as well as the worst player in this round are going to be taking home some first-place prizes.
Oh, yeah, but we got a little bit of Twins stuff to talk about as we have that E-Tab game. Twins win. Play on your E-Tabs. Pick a lucky batter in that home run derby bonus round. See if you can win some Grand Slam prizes.
Absolutely. But while you guys are playing our lunchtime bingo each day from 12 to 1, a little bit of that Twins bingo, you guys are earning some points for the Twiking Zone, and that's what you get when you combine Vikings as well as Twins. You get the Twiking Zone. And I'm going to hop right into these player standings, as you guys have just under 4 minutes to get enrolled in this Top Dog game. Woo. In 10th place, we start off with Elsa at Titan Sports Saloon with 104,000. With 107,000, in 9th place, we have Pooba over at Brian's Bar and Grill. 8th place is Lucky Tim over at Lakefront Bar with 117,000 points. With 123,000 points, in 7th place, we have Yo-Yo over at Halfley's Bar. 6th place is Bobo at Corner Bar in Goodhue with 136,000 points. But with 143,000 points, in 5th place, we got Mikey Wins over at Steve-O's. We saw them taking home some wins today during lunchtime. Then in 4th place, we have GTZ at the Midi with 153,000. With 176,000, in 3rd place, we have Simbop at Bedrock. 2nd place is Nan over at Corky's Bar South Haven with 188,000. And then with 246,000 points in 1st place, we have Scrub Eye at VFW Blaine.
Good job to all those players, accumulating a lot of points so far this season. But in the what?
I can't tell you how many times when you say good job to all those players, I think you're telling me good job for reading the standings. It happens so often, and each time I'm like, thank goodness I didn't react like, thanks. thanks.
So funny. I should start congratulating you for doing a good job. Yeah,
Thank you. I
you did
really
good.
like it.
You did good. Do a good
Thanks.
job on reading those standings. But on the location side of stuff, in 10th place, we got Main Street Pub and Kimmel with 157,000 points. With 196,000 points in 9th place, we got VFW Blaine. In 8th place, we got Carboni's Pizza, CR Billiards in Coon Rapids with 207,000 points. In 7th place, we got Our Place on 3rd in Faribault with 254,000 points. Really close in front of them with 257,000 points in 6th place. We got Steve O's and Crystal. 5th place, they got bumped back from 4th. We got Eagles Rochester with 278,000 points. Moving up from 5th into 4th, we got Corner Bar and Goodhue with 283,000 points. But then we get into the huge gas because 100,000 points ahead of them in 3rd place. We got American Legion Fridley with 383,000 points. With 473,000 points in 2nd place, we got Corky's Bar Southaven. And 1st place, we got VFW Spring Lake Park with 757,000 points.
Absolutely insane. You jump right over that 500 and 600,000 point club for that number 1 location. They've just been absolutely killing it this season.
They really have. 1 minute and 20 seconds, though, to get enrolled into this game of Top Dog. Get enrolled, press play. We're ready to give out some prizes in this game, as this is our high-low game.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I love our high-low game, so I always get a little excited. But I also get excited about our E-tabs, and we're listening to a great E-tab right now.
Absolutely. It's one of my favorites. It's called Cash Mountain. It is tried and true, and you guys know and love it. You can definitely try and climb up that mountain alongside a very friendly Yeti and a very friendly-looking mountain man that's trying to give you some cash as well.
Yeah, I love Cash Mountain. Always wants me to start talking about all the different crazy creatures that are supposed to be real but they've never been seen kind of thing, or captured by a real photo.
Absolutely. I mean, if you guys were on air with us just a couple days ago, I was talking about how my brother and my dad unironically full-heartedly believe in Bigfoot, and I brought it up to him this past weekend, and he was like, "Oh yeah, he's real."
Oh, it was so funny because then
Full conviction.
and then I didn't realize how much of the faith of Bigfoot there was.
I tried to tell
because
you.
I just think it's funny, and so then I'm like, okay, we can go hunting for Bigfoot. We'll just put out a jar of peanut butter and stuff like that. And he's like, oh, jars of peanut butter, that doesn't really work. That's not how it works. I'm like, I swear, peanut butter will draw those Sasquatch in. But I didn't think he realized I was joking.
No, I don't think he did either, but it's just very comical. He's very, very much and full-heartedly behind it. And even my father has a shirt that says Bigfoot is real.
Yeah, I like thinking that good old Nessie's real. Loch Ness Monster. I think the Loch Ness Monster's a fun one.
Yeah, I would like to know if there is anything of that sort even in our oceans.
Do you think there's the one that I think that there's a possibility out of all of them is like a kraken?
Oh, I could definitely see a kraken being real.
Just a
Just an
ginormous
absolute,
octopus
or
or squid, whatever it is,
Yeah.
that's growing to a just abnormal size that has sunken down into the Mariana Trench.
I completely agree with that.
That's the only one that I could see actually being real.
Yeah, any marine life, aquatic animal in general, just the possibility of them being out there, the options are endless. We really have no idea what is out there.
Yeah, I feel like the only ones that could exist are aquatic ones, and the ones that are out on land, we've discovered too much of the land.
Yeah, I'm not too sure. If there was any ever, I'm sure they've been abducted and taken to be studied. So it's not like we would ever find them.
No, probably not. But we are talking about Cash Mountain, where you can go hang out with your own Yeti and win some great prizes. Or you can try out the 50 different games, have small bets between 50 cents and $5. There's also some bonus and free play rounds in that one as well.
Absolutely. But we do have those top 10 winners from the second round of Vikings victory. And I'm going to hop right in because in 10th place, we had Big Bart over at Willie McCoy's of Andover, getting to take home $19. 9th place went out to Hokies over at Neighborhood Tavern, taking home $19 as well. Hender over at Whitey's Bar ended up in 8th place, taking home $19. In 7th place, it ended up being Player at the Bar and Grill, taking home $29. Getting to take home $39. In 6th place, it was Jody RN at the Cabin Bar. In 5th place, ended up being JB19 over at the Herald's Club, taking home $39. getting to take home $59. In fourth place, it was Laserbeam over at Poppers.
Wow, back-to-back top 10 finish for Laserbeam.
Ended up moving up from 5th to 4th in this round.
Good job.
Alrighty, well, in third place, we had Aaron over at LJ's, who took home $79. Then in second place, we had Jules over at Stoney's Bar, who took home $89. And then in first place, it was Whitty over at Blasco's Embassy Bar, getting a small jackpot and totaling up to about $500.80.
Yeah, good job to Whitty taking home that small jackpot. But now we are in our high-low game right here. We're going to be trying to give out some prizes to the best players in the state, as well as the worst players in the state. Just don't want to be in that middle ground. So we'll see what prizes we give out. You can see 10th through first place down in that those red boxes. And we'll talk about, and I think the last place player is competing for the same prize as the first place player.
Yes, they are.
And we're going to get into some music history, as in 1985, after repeated attempts to break through in America, Simple Minds go to #1 with Don't You Forget About Me, which is used in the movie The Breakfast Club.
Absolutely. It is iconic, known for that scene ending off that show while everyone goes home. And then you see that I can't even remember his name, but just walking out to the football field, fist up in the air. Iconic.
Yeah, really, really good stuff. I need to watch The Breakfast Club more, as that was one of those movies that somehow missed me, and I've watched it a few times, but I just haven't watched it near the amount of times as most people.
Yeah, to actually remember what happened.
Yeah, as it's just a very, very classic movie that has so many great people in it. I know you're a huge fan of the redhead that's in it.
Molly Ringwald.
Ah, and I was not familiar with her, as she plays in a bunch of different stuff in the late 80s and 90s. 80s and 90s. She really had a lot of good stuff.
Absolutely. She was like the queen of romance films for young teens in the 80s. It was definitely an iconic time for Molly Ringwald. But I mean, even Emilio Estevez is in it, and he is a huge, huge 80s and 90s actor as well. He was in so many things young.
Ah, yes. I definitely remember him from Breakfast Club. But, and The Outsiders.
I just had all you guys watch that not too long ago.
Yes.
He was in the Mighty Ducks series.
Okay, I remember him in that as well. Yeah, he was a big time actor in those ones. Yeah, The Mighty Duck is definitely what I remember him from.
Yes, that's definitely one of his biggest series he was ever in. Anthony Michael Hall, he was definitely iconic in his time as well. Definitely just a star-studded cast, and they were all so young.
Yeah, for some reason, though, and there's no real reason why I should get these two mixed up, but I have always, throughout a lot of my life, as they're two movies that I kind of missed out on, and then I watched them a little bit later and haven't watched them too many times, is The Breakfast Club and Dazed and Confused. For some reason, they get mashed together in my head.
Really?
Yeah, they do.
Very different storylines.
Oh, so different. It's very,
different.
very different. I mean, not even close to each other. But it's just the vibe of the movie that just mixes it together. The quality of the camera work, I think that might be it. It is that's grainy TV.
Yeah.
And then it just mixes together. But for some reason, I've gotten them mixed up more times than I can count.
Really? That's super interesting. Yeah, they're very, very different.
Oh, so different, so different. What we're talking about, Don't You Forget About Me, being released on today and breaking through to the number one spot on today, which was then used in the great movie The Breakfast Club.
Absolutely, but also on this day in 1999, the Backstreet Boys released their third album, which was the second in America, titled Millennium, which had the hits I Want It That Way and Larger Than Life. Primarily produced by Max Martin, it sold over 13 million copies in America and many more worldwide.
Oh yeah, I love the Backstreet Boys.
Backstreet's back. All right.
I know I said that wrong this morning, and you corrected me, and
Instantly.
so now I'm just convinced that you are a huge Backstreet Boys fan, and you are just trying to keep it hidden within. There's no reason to hold in your inner self. Let it free out on the broadcast.
You would think with how much pop culture I follow, especially from the early 2000s, but they went right over my head. I did not get into the boy band craze until I was a tweenie bopper myself. and One Direction was coming out.
One Direction, that was your boy band?
That was the first boy band I ever
that's fun.
liked. Because that was, at that point, I had watched those singing competitions and stuff like that.
Okay.
And so I had seen groups like that form. I saw a group form. They never made it as big as One Direction, but they were like a little boy band group. They were kind of like the Jonas Brothers.
I think I watched, was it Fifth Harmony that got put together
I think so.
on a, like The Voice or something like that?
Yeah, I think so. The other band I was thinking of was Emblem 3. They were pretty big right when they got discovered, but they definitely never made it as big as One Direction did. But I think it's super funny that they all came in with different aspirations and like came in all solo, and then they ended up being one of the most.
Yeah, they came together in
groups.
the second season of X Factor. Fifth Harmony did.
Very cool.
Yeah, I remember them getting together. Yeah, that's the only band that I've ever seen on on TV though that actually lasted outside of TV get together.
Yeah. That's super funny, but definitely the Backstreet Boys are iconic, and their legacy will live on forever.
Oh, yeah, but you guys are right now in a PGL night, and so we got to talk about PGL stuff and getting signed up at pgl.world to become a member of our league so you can compete for these points as well as get insider information, which includes a monthly newsletter that has so much great information in it. Not only do you get all that, you also can use that same exact sign up to sign into the Player Connect app so you can check in, watch our streams, so many great uses with that login, as well as we like to highlight you players who get signed up.
Absolutely. We love showcasing all those brand new players. And a couple of them who did just that were Raygun, Catgirl87, Burrows, all in all caps, the TJ, NS1413. We got Chicken Dinner. We also have Pete, HDS, Vivium, Wildlife97, Number One Mom, Chapster, Regs, as well as Mac and Mac MC.
Yeah, definitely some great names out there. This time I'm going with Raygun.
You're looking at Raygun?
Yeah, I like that one. Just because it's spelled with, like, Array, the name, and then it's got gun added onto it. So I know the person's name is Ray. I think it's pretty cool.
There's a couple of them I like. I like Catgirl87. I like Chicken Dinner. Earlier today, I picked Mac MC, and I think I might be sticking with it right now.
Okay, well, good job, Mac MC. I chose, what was it that I ended up?
Chapster.
Chapster was my one, but then I found out John chose it yesterday, and so I wanted to switch it up.
Yeah.
So good thing, Ray Gun. That made me think of Ray from the Star Wars series, and not that even really I want to relate this to Star Wars, but the actress that plays Ray in the Star Wars series, I'm surprised she hasn't gotten more roles post that.
Really?
Yeah, like, not that she did, like, this amazing job in the Star Wars series, as that can be your opinion kind of thing, and I'm not a huge fan of the Star Wars series, but you act in, like, a giant production like that, I just feel like I would have seen her in more stuff.
Wait, I'm sorry, who from Star Wars?
Ray, the, like, new Skywalker of those series.
Okay.
We do have a winner in this game, Happy with 5 over at Triple R Bar and Grill, taking home $68 on that one. We'll get the rest to you winners in just a moment, as well as the biggest loser that's going to be taking home a big win.
Absolutely. I had something to say, and now I can't remember.
Yeah, well, we'll move on from that, as definitely some great players getting signed up to maybe compete into our PGL standings. Our standings are competitive, and the player standings sit like this. In 10th place, we got OE50 over at Stanchion Bar with 1,048,700 points. With 1,084,655 points in 9th place, we got Bucks over at Rustic Saloon. 8th place is Reyes22 over the Old Town Tavern with 1,140,835 points. With 1,152,709 points in 7th place. Getting bumped back from 6th yesterday, it's Sarah Honey over at Eagles Austin. We saw her competing for them points tonight, and we'll see if she can change that score.
Coming for Nixon's neck.
Yeah, in 6th place, moving up from 7th place, we got Nixon over at VFW Roseville with 1,209,420 points. With 1,342,895 points in 5th place, we got Brizo over at the Underground Bar and Grill. 4th place is Forget You D over at Eagles Austin with 1,407,930 points. With 1,742,925 points in 3rd place, we got Big Dog over at Rustic Saloon, as we're getting enrolled right now into a little bit of Top Dog. In 2nd place, we got Keith over at Big Billy's Rockford, taking home 2,004,440 points. With 2,200,000 200,950 points. In first place, we got Bam Bam over at Stewartville Legion Post.
Absolutely. They've been competing tooth and nail for these standings, and I can't wait to see what shakeups happen after tonight. But on the location side of things, in 10th place, we jump right in with Neighbors Pub Dover in Dover, sitting with 4,122,715 points. With 4,209,324 points, in 9th place, we have the Atomic Star Tavern in Mankato. 8th place, getting pushed back to 7th from yesterday, it was Leo's Sports Bar in Mazeppa, now sitting with 4,327,730 points. But with 4,531,345 points, the location that pushed them back, moving up from 8th into 7th, it was VFW Northfield. Now in 6th place, getting pushed back even further in these standings, it is Neeson's Gaylord, now still outside of that 5 million point club, sitting with 4,988,400 points. Moving up from 6th into 5th place, pushing them back. Now officially in that 5 million point club, we have Poppers in Virginia, who sits with 5,227,839 points. Closing in on our 4th place location, American Legion Cleveland, who sits with 5,250,099 points. Now for our top 3, we have Blasco's Embassy Bar in St. Peter with 5,297,361 points. But in 2nd place, we have Billy's Rockford in Rockford, sitting with 6,303,814 points. But already closing in on the 7 million point club, it is in 1st place, Third Rail Bar and Grill in Big Lake, who sits with 6,933,459 points.
Well, a great PGL and player standings. I don't know how I'm going to follow up that great reading of the standings, now, as you just absolutely killed it.
That's what I like.
But I'll try my best as we're going to get into a little bit of NHL playoff action. As our Wild have been kicked out of the NHL playoffs, there still is some hockey going on, though. And so let's check in what's happening right now as the Rangers are taking on the Hurricanes in game number 1 of their series. The Rangers right now up 1-0.
Absolutely, and so we're going to have to see how this game plays out. But you also have a game of the Oilers going up against the Flames. In about 30 minutes, they're going to be taking the ice.
Yeah, super exciting stuff. Game 2 of the Lightning Panthers and Blues Avalanche are going to be coming to you guys tomorrow, as they played yesterday, with the Lightning beating the Panthers 4-1 and the Avalanche beating the Blues 3-2.
Alrighty, we'll have to see what happens.
Yeah, do you think that the Blues, who beat our Minnesota Wild, are going to be able to win game number 2 against the Avalanche?
Yes.
You're going to say yes? So they're going to make
but
it a
tough?
tough?
But isn't the Avalanche who we lost against as well during the season?
We lost to them in the season, but, you hold a little bit more of a grudge of the team that beat you in the playoffs.
Yeah, I was going to say.
But I've always been in the belief of the team that beat you in the playoffs, you want them to win it all, because then you can tell yourself that you were the second best team in the playoffs, and you just happened to run into the best team in the playoffs. Too soon.
Yeah.
Or else you'd be in the finals. You would have made it to the Stanley Cup championship game. That's what I like to believe.
I'll probably go with the Blues are going to win.
Oh, well, we'll see in that game or two that's happening tomorrow. Definitely fun stuff for our NHL playoffs. It would be more fun if our Wild were still in it. But if you guys want to get a little bit of Minnesota Wild action during this offseason, play the great ETAB game that we teamed up with the Minnesota Wild for. Let's go Wild. Play at any of your favorite Minnesota bars and see if you can win some great cash at that slap shot bonus round.
Absolutely, but we are in a 3rd and final game of Vikings victory right now. We got Linney in 1st place, but we still got quite a bit of time left as we have just under 9 minutes left. Right after this, we're going to be getting rolled in some fishing derby action before we end off our night with that jackpot jungle coverall. But we have those top 10 winners as well as our biggest loser from our top dog game.
Ooh, exciting stuff. Before I go over the biggest loser, let's head into this top 10. In 10th place, we got Mrs. Power over at Grumpy's Bar and Grill in Roseville, taking home $13. $13 went out to Renee over at Cooper's Restaurant. $13 also went out to the 8th place player, Dee Marie at VFW East St. Cloud. 7th place was Worksies over at Crooked Pint Ale House, in taking home $20. $20 also went out to Mike Nice over at Eagle St. Cloud. 5th place was Lewis over at Depot Express, taking home $20. $20 also went out to Snooky over at Corner Bar Bar and Grill in Winstead. Third place was I-1 over at Lake Apley, taking home $34. $34 went out to the second place player, which was Player over at the Heartland Country Club. And in first place, we had Happy with 5 over at Triple R Bar and Grill, taking home $68. And then the much awaited announcement. We talked about this player earlier in the broadcast, and the biggest loser is Pickle 2 over at Scarta's Bar, taking home $68. Good job, Pickle 2.
Absolutely nicely done, Pickle 2. I'm still awestruck by the trucks full of them.
Yeah, so if you know anything about the pickle trucks,
please
let us
know.
But we are right now still in this game of Vikings victory. We'll see who's going to be taking home this first place prize, as right now B and N is in first place. But still lots of plays to go where the shakeups can happen. But I'm just realizing that B and N has a huge point total with those little bit of plays played.
It is a real thing, and it was full of pickles. They do transport them like that. There ended up being a crash that had happened on a highway in Ohio where
all the pickles fell out all over the highway.
Yeah. It was a pickle massacre.
The poor pickles.
Creating a big dill for all the drivers. That's the headline.
That is crazy. Now, that's a once-in-a-lifetime occurrence where you just are driving on pickles. That is ridiculous.
Pickles perish in highway crash.
Oh, my goodness. That's hilarious. Well, good job, Pickle 2, getting our biggest loser in that game. Just thinking about those poor pickles.
There was a ton of pickles on that road.
Wow.
Oh my gosh, that was funny.
But let's talk about our fishery report.
Absolutely.
Easy transition from pickles to fishing. And we're checking in with Leech Lake, which doesn't have an abnormal amount of leeches. This was done by Outdoors Weekly on May 18th. And they even wished you guys happy opener and open water in 2022. Leech Lake is open and ready to make your dreams a reality. Lay ice off, made some of the normal spots a little tough. Warm water out produced the colder water. Jig and Shiner was the go-to, but there was a limit to supplies then. They did have success with flatheads and rainbows as well. They had a guest hook into a 50-inch muskie on a walleye line, which was a tremendous fight. Pike action was good as well. They cleaned a lot of large perch that week. Good mixed bag fish fries this opener.
Absolutely, but we have some breaking news as a brand new Pilot TV was just installed as we speak.
Woo!
And so if you guys are playing over at the dam in Orr, Minnesota, you guys are watching us on a brand new, actually shining Pilot TV. And so congratulations out to you. I'm going to load you up with a little bit of luck to throw out. All right.
I haven't thrown luck in a while. This may get me
like 3
sore.
handfuls. Okay.
Okay.
Ready?
And yeah.
Smack you in the face
go.
with it.
I kind of felt like a catapult there. I think that was flying. So hopefully that luck that I'm sending out.
It just reminded me of the ones that kind of like fling over. You know what I'm talking about? Those catapults.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
That's what I was going for.
Absolutely. Beautifully done.
Thank you. So definitely some luck heading over to you players over at the dam in Orr, Minnesota.
Absolutely. That is super fun to see. But I know you guys are going to be out on the water now that the fishing opener is better than ever. And so while you guys are taking pictures out there, you're going to plaster them all over Facebook. You might as well do the same exact thing while you're playing Pilot games, whether you got a brew in your hand or a big jackpot or just your best buddies. We love to see you guys out there having a blast, especially if you're out there over at the dam. Take a picture with that brand new Pilot TV and send it our way. We would love to see your guys' smiling faces having a good time. You can share them directly on any of your social medias with the hashtag Pilot Games, right to our Facebook, or you can email them us to jackpots@pilotgames.com.
Definitely great stuff there. And like we said, take a picture if you're over next to that Pilot TV. We want to see a player pic of that new Pilot TV with all those great players that are now playing there. Maybe even get multiple of you guys in one photo.
That would be awesome. Try and get us at the most awkward snapshot of our faces as well.
Exactly. That's what I'm hoping for. Here, I'll pose for you, sir. There you go. Okay, hopefully you guys can capture that photo in that time. But
We didn't give you much warning, but
no,
it's okay.
no, we really didn't. But you got to be quicker than that. We do have a little bit of Vikings news to get into, as most general managers avoid intra-divisional trades of any kind, much less than one that would, for example, lead to one of their rivals landing perhaps the fastest man in the NFL. But the new Minnesota Vikings boss, Kwefe Adofo-Mensah, says that he has no regrets of shipping that 12th pick over across Lake Michigan, which led to the Detroit Lions landing the receiver Jameson Williams. I don't think that I would trade Justin Jefferson in division, Adofo-Mensah told Peter King, but a draft pick is an uncertain thing. You're getting something back that is also uncertain. With Detroit, all else being equal, I would have had, and I had similar value somewhere else, I'd done the deal somewhere else. But their best option, that was the best option. We pulled the trigger, and I'm happy with what we did. I'm glad that he's got confidence in his decision, and I think, that's true. We're not trading Justin Jefferson. Jameson Williams is not Justin Jefferson. Jefferson is already a top 5 wide receiver in the NFL, and Jameson Williams, unproven commodity. We may even end up winning that trade with the plethora of picks that we got out of that.
All right.
So I'm happy with it. I'm excited to see how Adofo-Mensah handles this team in the next few seasons.
Yeah.
As this was his first draft as the GM, and I think he'll just get better with his processes, figuring out how to do it, and creating relations with other GMs. I think is a huge piece of it too.
Absolutely.
As he only got hired right before the draft happened, only had a few months of preparation as the Vikings GM, and so I think getting there, being a GM for an entire year, I'm really excited to see year 2 of Adofo-Mensah.
I couldn't agree more. I think he's doing a lot of great things in the meantime, trying to get ready for this next season. But once he gets his footing and actually finds his place within that team and where everyone stands and finds out what's the best strong suit of each of his players and how to play them, and really getting that clear idea of what this next season will look like, will definitely have huge implications for the Vikings.
Yeah, it was fun. I watched a little press conference from Eric Kendricks, who's on the defensive side of our Vikings, has been a long-time defensive player, a staple there, and he was talking. They were asking him, how does it feel about having like an offensive-based head coach? Has he proven that he's more of an all-around coach, where he can coach offense and defense? And Eric Kendricks goes, nah, he's offense. He's an offensive coach. He's definitely an offensive coach.
We knew that going in.
Oh, and we knew what we were getting. We were signing up for when we got into this. But people were asking, has he proven anything? And he's like, no, he's an offensive coach. But he made good points with it, as he's like, yeah. He wants to torch our defense every single practice, and he was even going as far to say that he hasn't felt competition like this in practice in a long time. And the fact that the defense always wants to torch, the offense always wants to torch the defense is going to make that defense even better as that competition brews within practice, making players better.
Yeah, definitely. So we're definitely gonna have to see what happens this season coming up. I'm pretty stinking excited about it, I have to say. This is like the first real season that I'm actually gonna be paying attention all season long, which is pretty big for me.
Yeah, Dalvin Cook even has been shown lining up into wide receiver positions and maybe being more involved in the pass game. But we do got to move on from our Vikings news and talk about the number 1 player, B&N, over at Buckwild Bar and Grill in Zumbrota Falls, taking home $159 in this final game of Vikings victory. We'll get the rest of that top 10 to you guys in just a moment, but we are going to take a break as you guys get enrolled into this next game.
Fishing Derby.
A little bit of Fishing Derby action, but we'll be back as you guys get into that game. 3 jackpots for the rolling week and 468 jackpots for this season 11.
Absolutely, and we had Friday getting started off strong with Angel Ma over at Ugly Putters, who got to take home $872.
Then the final jackpot on Friday, we had Blue Under over at Underground Bar and Grill, taking home $1,212.
Nicely done, but it didn't slow down on Saturday as we had Tippy over at Vic's Bar and Grill Moorhead take home a whopping $7,298.
Yeah, and you weren't kidding when it didn't slow down on Saturday, as Brandon over at Albany Bowling Center also took home a great jackpot of $6,389.
And next up, we gave out a jackpot of $740 going out to Jammy Bar over at Max's on Main.
Good job. We also had the biggest jackpot of the weekend go out on Saturday, and it's pretty sizable.
Absolutely.
$75,849 went out to Mark over at the Albany Bowling Center.
Nicely done, Mark. That is a huge whopper of a jackpot. Congratulations on that 75 grand. But on Saturday, our final jackpot that went out to Sam over at the Willows, who got to take home $1,020.
Oh yeah, and then the only winner of Sunday, the final winner of the weekend, went out to Faux Shilar over at Frank's Bar, taking home $693.
Well, make sure you guys are coming out each and every day for all the great jackpots we have on the line for you guys to try your hand at. And remember, while you play Pilot games, your community wins.
Hey guys, and we love Twins Bingo. It runs from 12 to 1 every single day, and the combination of the points you earn during that Twins Bingo combined with the points you guys earned earlier on in the season playing a little bit of Vikings Bingo gets combined for a great standings called the Twiking Zone.
Absolutely, and I'm going to hop right into these top 10 player standings, because in 10th place, we start off strong with Elsa and over at Titan Sports Saloon, who sits with 104,000 points. And now in 9th place, we got Pooba over at Brian's Bar and Grill with 107,000 points. In 8th place, they're closing in on Lucky Tim over at the Lakefront Bar, who has 111,000 points. But with 123,000 points, in 7th place, we have Yo-Yo over at Halfley's Bar. 6th place is Bobo over at Corner Bar in Goodhue, who has 136,000 points. 5th place is Mikey Wins over at Steve-O's with 148,000 points. With 152,000, though, in 4th place, we got GTZ over at the Midi. 3rd place is Sinbob over at Bedrock, who has 176,000 points, but with 187,000 points. In 2nd place, we have Nan over at Corky's Bar, South Haven. And in 1st place, still holding on to their rankings, it is Scrubby at VFW Blaine, who sits with 241,000.
Well, good job to those players. Let's get into the locations. 10th place, we got Main Street Pub in Kimball with 157,000 points. With 196,000 points in 9th place, we got VFW Blaine. 8th place, we get into the 200,000 point club as Carboni's Pizza CR Beards is sitting there with 207,000 points. With 254,000 points in 7th place, we got our place on 3rd and Faribault. 6th place is Steve O's and Crystal with 257,000 points. With 278,000 points in 5th place, we got Corner Bar in Goodhue. Then we got Eagles Rochester in 4th place with 283,000 points. 362,000 points for the 3rd place location, American Legion Fridley. 2nd place, Corky's Bar South Haven with 469,000 points. And then you just skip over the 500 and 600,000 point club, because with a whopping 754,000 points in 1st place, we have VFW Spring Lake Park. Hey guys, and we are back for a little bit more Fishing Derby action. I keep on forgetting what we're in. A little bit more PGL action,
oh, yeah.
I should have said. But we got Tanya H in 1st place, Chicago Joe in 2nd, and some more players that are in our top 10. We'll see if we give out any of these prizes, as we do have some jackpots also available in this.
Absolutely. We got a $555 small frame prize, as well as a $1,440 largemouth prize.
Yeah, definitely some great stuff. And we got a big-time player out there, OE50 in 1st place.
Ooh. But if you guys want to show some support for our Vikings, whom we were talking about before we went on our little break, you guys can play our awesome E-Tab game, Vikings Victory. We all know it and love it. It's super fun. You guys can definitely check that out and pick a lucky letter in that skull bonus round to win some big prizes.
Definitely some great stuff in that Vikings Victory game, as well as some really fun stuff during this Vikings offseason. I'm excited to see what team we put together. I did just see that we have the 3rd youngest team in the entire NFL, so a really bright future for us, being the 3rd youngest team, and even more surprisingly, the 7th youngest team out of all major sports.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah, so definitely some
Very
really
cool.
cool stuff there. And we got some really cool stuff happening in our Jackpot Hunter standings. You guys earned points for that Jackpot Hunter standings from 4 all the way till 6 today during our $1 edition of Jackpot Hunter, where our players have been really earning a lot of points this season, setting records.
Absolutely, but the middle of these standings are absolutely neck and neck. It is insane. But in 10th place, we have Spazwell over at the Gas Can Bar and Grill with 47,000. 9th place is the Crazy Kid over at Tasty Pizza Hanger 45 with 53,000. But with 58,000 in 8th place, we have Elsa over at Titan Sports Saloon. 7th place, getting left behind from a tie that they were in originally in. It was Brother Nat over at the Chart House with 59,000 points. In 6th place, we have 2A Girl over at Jimmy G's Bar with 60,000, who was originally in that tie but was able to jump out of it.
Wow.
In 5th place, we have Kev over at the Deer Stand with 61,000 right ahead of him. But right ahead of those players, in 4th place, we have Kimmy over at Niswa Legion, who sits with 63,000. With 83,000, in 3rd place, we have Not Lucky at American Legion Fridley. 2nd place is Bull at Corner Bar and Goodhue with 122,000. And then with 149,000 in 1st place, we have Bobo, also at Corner Bar and Goodhue.
Well, good job to all those players and to you, Jordy, for reading out those standings
Thank
so
you.
elegantly. On the location side of these standings, in 10th place, we got Billy's Rockford with 87,000 points, getting bumped back actually from their 9th place spot. Who moved up, moving from 10th all the way to an 8th place tie.
Oh, yeah.
We got American Legion Fridley actually tying it up with the location I was about to say, Tasty Pizza Hanger 45 in Hilltop. They both have 91,000 points. 7th place, we got Shady's Railside and Rice with 94,000 points. With 103,000 points in 6th place, we got Riverboat Depot and Sartell. 5th place is the Gas Can Bar and Grill in Brainerd with 107,000 points. With 121,000 points in 4th place, we got Concordia Lanes in New Ulm. 3rd place is Carboni's Pizza CR Billiards in Coon Rapids with 190,000 points. With 224,000 points in 2nd place, we got VFW Spring Lake Park. And in 1st place, with a whopping total of 387,000 points, we got Corner Bar in Goodhue.
Absolutely. I can't wait to see what these totals are going to end up for season 11. But last season, what was the total that they have to get ahead?
Oh, 182 for Corner Bar and Goodhue last season was the record setting. But since we've moved on to the different jackpots where we give out a lot more minor jackpots now, locations and players have been earning a lot more points. And so Corner Bar and Goodhue has almost doubled that total that they had with 182,000 points, as they are so far into the 300,000 point club.
They are more than doubled.
They are more than double already. Good job, Corner Bar and Goodhue. And Bobo at Corner Bar and Goodhue had 83 points last season, which I think was also a record for players, as right now we have Bobo, who is in 1st place once again with 149,000 points, trying to break his own record.
I was going to say, on the way to doubling the distance between those scores.
Yeah, they are really killing it. Good job to all those players in those Jackpot Hunter standings.
Absolutely. That is super, super impressive.
Yeah, but we do have that winner list from Vikings Victory game number 3 that we got to go over. While you guys are earning points right now during this game of Fishing Derby, in 1st place, we got Teddy with a lot of plays, but you guys still got 9 minutes and 30 seconds to get the rest of your plays in. So make sure you guys don't leave anything left on the board so that you can finish with the highest point total in this game.
Do you think that's Jordy or is that Gordy?
Ooh, I'm going to go with Gordy.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like we have a friend named Gordon.
Yeah.
And maybe it's like a shortened version of that.
Yeah, instead of Donnie, it's Gordy.
Yeah, I took the other half of it and made Donnie.
Mm-hmm.
But we do have that list from Vikings Victory.
Absolutely. And so starting off in 10th place, it was Jerboom over at Beer Stove Invergrove Heights, who took home $26. 9th place went out to Ringo over at the Stonehill Bar and Grill, who took home $26 as well. Getting to take home $26 as well. In 8th place, it was Law over at Blasco's Embassy Bar. 7th place ended up being T-Bone over at Johann's Sports Bar, taking home $39. 6th place ended up being Genius over at the Frontier Lounge, getting to take home $53. Mr. Bubs over at Seltz Pub Farmington took home $53 in 5th place. Then in 4th place, it was AMT VP over at Eagle St. Cloud, who took home $79. Third place ended up being OE50 over at the Stanchion Bar, getting to take home $79. Then $119 found Chicago Joe's pocket over at the Boathouse Brothers Brewing, who came in second. And in first place, it ended up being B&N over at Buck Wild Bar and Grill, taking home $159.
Good job to those players, killing it in this Vikings victory final game that we had, winning some good cash money. And we got some celebrities to get into, even though I felt like we just went over a celebrity birthday list. We do have some celebrity birthdays that did happen today. And in 1897, we got Frank Capra, an Italian-American Academy Award-winning film director who did, huge works as It's a Wonderful Life, Happened One Night, and Mr. Smith Goes to Washington.
Absolutely. It's a Wonderful Life is something that is celebrated and watched annually to this day. It is definitely a winter Christmas classic.
It's one that I gotta watch again, as I think I've watched it maybe one time, but I should watch it more.
It is so good. It's where the staple saying, every time a bell rings, an angel gets their wings.
Yes, definitely iconic statement. And Frank Capra, really, really impressive with the amount of great works he did. He won the Life Achievement Award, the AFL Life Achievement Award in 1982. He won the Academy Award Best Director in 39, 37, as well as 35. In 82, won the Golden Lion for a Lifetime Achievement, won Golden Globe Award for Best Director in 1947, is in the PGA Hall of Fame, got inducted in 2001, has so many different awards to just show the fact that he's just one of those great directors that you don't get all the time.
Absolutely. He's also a U.S. veteran. He served in the Army while also doing all of this amazing work.
Really? That is so cool. Happy birthday, Frank Capra.
Absolutely. Happy birthday. But also on this day in 1937, Brooks Robinson was born, the American Baseball Hall of Fame third baseman who was an 18-time MLB All-Star. He won the World Series in 1966 and then again in 1970, where he also won MVP that season. He's also a 6-time Gold Glove Award winner.
16.
You did the same thing earlier. 16-time Gold Glove winner for the Baltimore Orioles.
A very, very impressive resume. He played for the Baltimore Orioles for 23 seasons, which is the longest career spent with a single team in Major League Baseball history.
That is insane.
Yeah, what a cool player. Yeah, what is he doing now? Let's see. Brooks is doing well after he had a successful surgery after a bad fall at home. The Orioles statement said that we request privacy for him and his family and wish him the best as he recuperates. Well, I'm glad to see that he is doing well after that surgery, which looks like it happened in 2021.
Absolutely, but he has some of the most fun nicknames I've heard. He was called Mr. Hoover, also known as the human vacuum cleaner.
That is a cool name.
I wonder if he ate a lot.
Maybe. I think it's because he's arguably one of the best defensive third basemen that the game has ever seen, and he didn't let anything past him. And so that's why he was the human vacuum cleaner. He cleaned up everything that went his way.
I'm seeing.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was because of his performance in the 1970s World Series.
Wow, that is awesome. Yeah, they've never apparently the coach even said that he has never seen anything like what he did to us in that series. He killed us.
That is hilarious.
Yeah, that was the Reds manager that played them.
Yeah, Sparky Anderson. That's super, super funny.
Happy birthday, Brooks Robinson. Next up, born in 1946, we got Reggie Jackson, an American Baseball Hall of Fame right fielder, and was a 14-time All-Star.
Absolutely. He was inducted into the National Baseball Hall of Fame in 1993.
Wow.
He played with a bunch of different teams in his career as well.
Yeah, played 21 seasons in the major leagues between the Kansas City / Oakland Athletics, Baltimore Orioles, New York Orioles, New York Yankees, and California Angels. Really, really impressive resume.
Absolutely. He's 76 today.
Wow. Yeah.
Mr. October was his nickname.
Yeah, Reggie Jackson of the New York Yankees clenched his fist as he gets back to the dugout after hitting his second home run in the 5th inning of the World Series against the Los Angeles Dodgers in New York, October 18th, 1977. Jackson tied a World Series record with 4 homers. That makes sense why he's named Mr. October. He shows up in the big games.
Absolutely. That is super funny.
Well, happy birthday, Reggie Jackson.
Absolutely. Also born on this day, though, a big-time actress. In 1970, Tina Fey was born. She's an American actress and comedian known for her work in Saturday Night Live, 30 Rock, as well as her dynamic duo between her and Amy Poehler.
Yeah, a very, very impressive movie resume for Tina Fey. Sisters, Unbreakable, Kimmy Schmidt, Date Night, Mean Girls, Soul, Baby Mama, Megamind, obviously Saturday Night Live, This Is Where I Leave You, Whiskey Tango,
Frog Trot.
and Admission.
So many more as well.
Yeah, I mean, that's just scratching the top of the iceberg for Tina Fey movies. I want to know what she voices in Megamind, though, as she plays Roxanne Ritchie.
I've never seen Megamind.
You've never seen Megamind? So funny. One of those great movies. It's right up there as like one of my favorite like comedic animated movies from when I was a kid.
Really?
Between Megamind and Monsters vs. Aliens.
Oh.
Those two are like two of my favorite comedy animated movies from that time.
That is super funny. Yeah, this is one that I missed out on.
Yeah. I didn't even realize that Megamind was played by Will Ferrell.
That's all I knew about the movie.
That is great. Now I want to know, Metro Man's played by Brad Pitt. That is hilarious. A bunch of big-time actors and actresses that I didn't know in that movie are in it. Well, happy birthday, Tina Fey. Great voice actress as well as just comedian, actress, everything that she does. She's really, really funny in, and so happy birthday.
Yeah, she's one of the few female comedians I actually find funny.
Oh, she's definitely a funny
Love
one.
it.
Next up, born in 1975, we have the second most famous John Higgins. First one is the one that's on our broadcast, obviously. Hot Take Higgins. But I could see you guys arguing this next guy. He was a Scottish snooker player, which I didn't know what snooker was until today, but he was a 4-time world champion at it. And what we found out is it's actually a harder version of pool.
It is. It is played with less numbered balls and more. There's about 16 pink unlabeled balls for some reason on top of the few numbered ones and the cue ball added in as well.
Yeah, a very, very impressive resume. Obviously, he has won 31 career ranked titles.
His nickname is the Wizard of Wishaw.
That is awesome. He's 3rd place on the all-time list of ranked event winners behind Ronnie O'Sullivan and Stephen Hendry.
That's incredible.
Yeah, really, really cool stuff.
But we got Just Meg over at the Blue Moon Saloon taking home $81 and this first place prize in Fishing Derby. But we'll get that entire top 10 for you guys in just a couple moments as you guys are getting enrolled in our final game of the night, that little bit of Jackpot Jungle. We have that awesome jackpot of over $12,000 on the line. 52 balls or less for you guys, 25-cent cards. You absolutely want to get enrolled.
Yeah, definitely some great stuff. Well, happy birthday, the Wizard of Wishaw.
That's awesome. That is such a cool nickname.
John Higgins.
John Higgins.
Yeah, so happy birthday to all of our celebrity birthdays. Definitely some fun celebrities out there. But you guys just have 4 minutes and 26 seconds to get enrolled into this final game of
Jackpot Jungle.
Yeah, final game, Jackpot Jungle, in this Twins Wednesday.
Absolutely. So you guys definitely want to get enrolled. But do we have any Timberwolves news?
Oh, no Timberwolves news. We have some NBA playoff news that we can get into.
Is anyone playing right now?
Yes, I would guess so, that there are people playing right now. Let's check on those games that are happening. As right now, the Dallas Mavericks are taking on the Golden State Warriors. Golden State is up 28 20-18 in game number 1 of the Western Conference Finals.
Yeah, they're still in that first quarter, though, so it's got plenty of time left in the game.
Yeah, but in game number 1 in the Celtics Heat series, the Heat yesterday beat the Celtics 118-107.
All right.
I do have a little bit of Minnesota news.
Okay.
Which is you'll find this one fun as the NBA lottery happened and the picks got selected.
Okay.
But most importantly, the number 1 overall pick was the Orlando Magic. Now I'm not a fan of the Orlando Magic, so I don't really care about that. But I do care about a certain duo getting put together once again that has a huge likelihood of getting rematched together. Former 2-time state championship duo from the state of Minnesota could be playing together as Jalen Suggs got drafted last year to the Orlando Magic, and now Chet Holmgren a year later, which they played back when they were in 3rd grade together all the way until their junior year of high school. Their senior season got cut short due to COVID, or else a lot of people were predicting them to win a 3rd state championship that season. But they played together in Minnesota. Now they have a good shot at reuniting in Orlando.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
That is really, really cool.
Yeah, so I think that's really, really cool. A really good player duo, and I think it would just be fun to see 2 high school
best players together.
Oh yeah, I mean he even talked about it when he committed to the same school that Jalen Suggs had went to the year previously. They were like, "Oh, how do you feel about the potential of playing with Jalen Suggs?" He was like, "Oh, I would love to play with Jalen Suggs," but then he was like, also saying but he's too good. I'll probably have to wait till a few years into the NBA kind of thing. And he was like, but I would love to be able to at some point in the NBA career to be able to play with Jalen Suggs.
Awesome.
And it could be happening a lot quicker than anyone probably expected.
That's super fun.
Wow. So we'll see if that ends up being their draft pick, but I would have heavy speculation that that's going to end up being the pick.
That's absolutely awesome.
Yeah, well, super fun, just Minnesota basketball news, I guess, as that was probably one of the best duos to ever play in Minnesota.
Absolutely, but you know what's another dynamic duo?
Our Twin and Vikings bingo combined together, creating the Twiking Zone, a great duo right there.
The Twiking Zone.
Oh, yeah, really, really fun stuff. Now, did I talk about the players last time?
Nope, I got the pleasure.
Yes, okay. 10th place, we got Elsa over at Titan Sports Saloon with 104,000 points. With 107,000 points in 9th place, we got Pooba over at Brian's Bar and Grill. 8th place is Lucky Tim over at Lakefront Bar with 117,000 points. With 123,000 points in 7th place, we got Yo-Yo over at Halfley's Bar. 6th place is Bobo over at Corner Bar in Goodhue with 136,000 points. With 148,000 points in 5th place, we got Mikey Wins over at Steve O's. 4th place is GTZ over at the Mini with 153,000 points. With 176,000 points in 3rd place, we got Sinbob over at the Bedrock. 2nd place is Nan over at Corky's Bar South Haven with 188,000 points. And then with 246,000 points in 1st place, we got Scrub Eye over at VFW Blaine.
Absolutely, but you guys have just under 30 seconds to get enrolled in this final game. Over $12,000, closing in on 13 in this final jackpot on the line for you guys. But we do have those location standings to hop right into, as in 10th place, we have Main Street Pub in Kimball, who sits with 157,000. With 196,000 in 9th place, we have VFW Blaine. 8th place is Carboni's Pizza CR Billiards in Coon Rapids with 207,000. With a big jump separating them, though, with 254,000 points. In 7th place, we have Our Place on 3rd and Faribault. 6th place is Steve-O's in Crystal with 257,000. With 278,000 points in 5th place, we have Eagles Rochester in Rochester. 4th place is a Corner Bar in Goodhue sitting with 283,000 points, but with exactly 100,000 points separating them. In 3rd place, we have American Legion Fridley with 383,000, but with 473,000. In 2nd place, we have Corky's Bar South Haven, and in 1st place, we have VFW Spring Lake Park sitting with a whopping 757,000.
And now we are in the final game of Jackpot Jungle, the 25-cent edition of this game. We're working on a line prize, large M and coverall prize. Hopefully we can get this out out early so we can give out that nice coverall jackpot. But we actually gave a jackpot in this last game in Fishing Derby, and the jackpot went to a player that ended up finishing outside of our top 10, Micah, over at 10 spot Royalton, taking home $555.
Nicely done.
Yeah, but our top 10 did get some great winnings as well, as OE50 over at Stanchion Bar took home $48. $48 went out to 9th place player La over at Blasco's Embassy Bar. Been seeing that name a lot during this broadcast. 8th place, we had Gordy over at Elsie's Bar and Grill, taking home $48. 7th place was Fred Trisha over at VFW Spring Lake Park, winning $48. Ron over at Corner Bar and Grill in Winstead took home $48. And then $48 also went out to the 5th place player Penny over at Northern Divide Bar. In 4th place, we had Teddy over at Billy's Rockford taking home $65. $73 went out to LOL over at the Hideout Saloon in 3rd. 2nd place was Chris 0730 over at Jimmy's Poorhouse taking home $73. And then number 1 player was just Meg over at the Blue Moon Saloon taking home $81.
Nicely done to that entire top 10, as well as Micah, who got to take home that jackpot of $555. We did have Tommy over at the Ye Old Wharf taking home $52 on that line prize.
One of my favorite location names out there. We only got 12 balls dropped on this one. Hopefully I make that true in just a second. There it is. And we're working on that large gem of $52, as well as that coverall jackpot that we have to give out in 52 balls or less to give out $12,664. But if we don't, we'll have a great must-go for you guys to win as well.
Absolutely, but hopefully we can get it out, and hopefully we can get some players in line to do so. Do you think our scrollers are just a little off?
We'll see. It usually updates at some point when it gets like this. It should be seeing some players in no time. But we do, as we are waiting for that, we do have some movies released on today.
Absolutely, and the first one is an absolute classic. On this day in 2001, the original Shrek was released.
Yeah, it's actually in, what's it called? We looked it up during Twins Bingo. It's in the official registry of his movies of historical significance or something like that.
Yeah, this is something.
Cultural significance?
The cultural significance of it. It was inducted into like the Filmography Hall of Fame.
Yeah, really, really cool stuff. I mean, Shrek is a classic from my childhood, and I don't know how many times I quote Shrek throughout a certain month. Like, it at least happens twice a month, which is probably more than it should.
Oh my gosh, yeah, absolutely. I absolutely love Shrek. I remember over quarantine when I was back home at my parents' house staying there, and sleeping schedules were non-existent, as we all had. We all kind of went nocturnal for a period. I ended up playing through the entirety of a PlayStation 3 game of Shrek from about 7 p.m. until 4 a.m. I played through the entirety of the game.
Oh, yeah. Well, you got to get to the third one because that movie also got released on today. In 2007, Shrek the Third was released. Definitely my least favorite of the trilogy, but still good standalone.
I was going to say, is this the final Shrek that was released?
Yes, or at least the final Shrek that I watched. There may be more Shreks, as there's just a million Ice Ages out there. I never want to say that I've watched all the Shrek movies.
Oh my goodness.
Okay, there's Shrek Forever After that came out in 2010. I think I've watched that one time.
Yes, that has Rumpelstiltskin.
Okay, and apparently there's supposed to be a Shrek 5 coming out in 2023.
Yes, this one is news to me.
I just saw Jack Black doing a little TikTok video with him and the voice actor from of Oogway in the Kung Fu Panda and for the revamped Kung Fu Panda Netflix series.
I loved when he announced it. Jack Black ended up going out and announcing that there was going to be a remake of Kung Fu Panda on National Pandas Day.
That is awesome. Well, we're talking about Shrek. Do you have a favorite character from Shrek?
Are you kidding?
It's a tough question.
Okay, so I have like a favorite main character and a favorite side character.
I feel like you gotta pick favorite character.
Okay, Gingy.
The gingerbread man?
Yes.
Yeah, I think that's a top tier pick. That would be my pick as well, as he's got the best scene of him turning into a giant.
So good.
That was awesome.
He is by far I love him. Great character.
And plus, I don't know if there's any quote from Shrek that I quote more than The gingerbread
Muffin Man.
Yeah, the Muffin Man.
Yeah, no,
Yeah.
that gets quoted an abnormal amount. And
Yeah.
so takes the
Definitely
cake.
some great movies released on the day. Shrek and Shrek the Third. We also had in 2012 What to Expect When You're Expecting.
That is another good one. This is another actually a pretty funny movie. I didn't have really high expectations as I thought it was going to be kind of like the New Year's Eve or like those Valentine's Day movies where it's just got like a huge star-studded cast and not really a solid plot behind it.
But it was funny.
I absolutely loved it. It showed such different variations of things that women go through in the process of becoming a mother.
Oh, and then like the different variations of fathers within it too.
Yes.
Like they don't hide away from
Absolutely.
also like getting some dad comedy in there. And so I think also if you're a dad, you can find a lot of comedy in that as well.
Absolutely. I mean, the dads group is probably my favorite part of the entire movie.
Oh, I mean, between Chris Rock, Dennis Quaid, and the other characters in it, it's super, super fun.
Absolutely. Dennis Quaid actually plays, this is like my least favorite role he does ever.
Really?
He's not a nice guy.
Oh, he isn't.
Yeah, he plays the father of
That's
the
what it
guy.
is. I forgot that's what he plays in it.
And he's married to Brooklyn Decker, who's like absolutely itty bitty.
Chris Rock is my favorite character in that one, as he kind of takes on the same role he does in Grown Ups.
Yes, very much so.
And I think that's hilarious, as I love his role in Grown Ups as well.
Definitely a good one. I can't think of the actor's name that's my favorite, but definitely. Can you go back for a sec?
Yeah, we can talk some more about
no,
what
I
to
just want
expect
to
when
know
you're
what the
expecting.
actor's name. He's married to Melissa McCarthy in real life. Ben Falcone. I love him, and there's another one as well in here that I love. That's in 17 again.
Okay.
But I love that Ben Falcone is a cameo appearance in every single one of Melissa McCarthy's movies, and she's either just like absolutely abusing him, she makes out with him for 20 seconds and then is like, all right, get away, or like I just absolutely love that she puts him in everything.
It's super fun. Well, 2012, What to Expect When You're Expecting.
Oh yeah. But our final one that was released on this date in 2018, it was the second Deadpool that was released.
The Deadpool series, they're fun. I think they did the right thing by keeping it an R-rated movie, as that was, I think the original Deadpool was, I think, the first R-rated movie that like I snuck into, that I was below the age that you're allowed to watch R-rated, and I just walked up, purchased the ticket. They didn't question me at all, and I went right in, and I felt so like, oh, I'm breaking the law.
But we do have Micah as well as Moon, both splitting up that $52 large M. We have just about 4 balls left before we click over this jackpot. Hopefully we can give out in these lucky couple balls. But, yeah, I had a very different experience when I snuck into my first movie.
Which one was that?
It was Sinister.
Really?
And I was too young to be watching it. Me and my girlfriends that all went in. My brother, who was 18 at the time, bought us our tickets. We were all super into horror movies, loved them. But something about it was just so horrific. We ended up sitting on the ground in front of our seats and facing away from the screen for like durations of it because we were just too young to watch it.
Yeah, that does seem pretty crazy. I've only had one experience like that, as we are about to click over, I think, on this coverall prize. But I actually ended up leaving because the person I was with watching it, which is super funny, which I didn't find that scary. She found it very scary, and so we ended up leaving the entire movie theater like halfway through the movie.
Wow.
And I ended up watching like the end portion, which is by far the scariest portion, by myself alone in my room on my laptop.
That is so funny. I did not think that that was a scary movie. But,
yeah, it
I
is.
mean, each
pretty-
people have different scare tolerances.
Yeah, pretty funny stuff.
super
But we
funny.
are working on a $78 must-go coverall prizes. We got a bunch of players 1 ball away. While those players are 1 ball away, we'll talk about the top 5 in these Jackpot Hunter standings. As in 5th place, we got Kev over at the Deer Stand. 4th place is Kimmy over at Nisawa Legion. 3rd place is Not Lucky at American Legion Fridley. 2nd place in the 100,000 point club, we got Bull over at Corner Bar in Goodhue. And in the 125,000 point club, in 1st place, we got Bobo at Corner Bar in Goodhue.
Absolutely. But on the location side of things, in 5th place, we have the Gas Can Can Bar and Grill in Brainerd. Fourth place is Concordia Lanes in New Ulm, while in third place it is Carboni's Pizza CR Billiards in Coon Rapids. Second place is VFW Spring Lake Park, and in first place we have Corner Bar in Goodhue. But there it is, four-man's rule over at 12 on Broadway is taken home, or 112 on Broadway is taking home that first place prize of, or that must-go prize of $78.
Yeah, well, good job to all the winners in this great series of games that we had on this Twins Wednesday. And we got a player spotlight to go over before we get into a little bit more skull bingo action. And that's Mark over at the Albany Bowling Center, taking home 75 grand over the weekend, the largest jackpot of the weekend. And Mark, as well as all the other players at the Albany Bowling Center, are supporting a great charity.
Yeah, while you guys are playing over there, you support the Albany Lions Club, and together their foundation and Lions are helping communities following natural disasters by providing for immediate needs such as food, water, clothing, and medical supplies, as well as aiding in long-term reconstruction.
Well, that is a awesome reason to support, and wherever you're playing Pilot games, you're supporting a great charity. So remember, while you're getting into the skull bingo, while you're playing Pilot games, your community wins.
See you guys.
Points. We have Third Rail Bar and Grill in Big Lake, absolutely killing it.
Absolutely. That's been super exciting to watch all these locations as well as players up in their point totals. Make sure you guys are coming out for MegaSota game night on Tuesday, as well as that Twins Wednesday on Wednesday night. And make sure you guys sign up at pgl.world to earn those points.
Our mission is to serve the community. Pilot Games has given us the opportunity to provide those resources and so forth that we need to our schools, to our fire department, to our library, to organizations that help the hungry. All of those are all made possible by the Pilot Games organization.
We love our happy hour shows. It's the happiest time of the day, if you will, and so make sure you guys are coming out each and every day from 4 to 6 when we're playing those 23 games of the $1 edition of Jackpot Hunter. We're going to win some great cash as well as earn some points towards these Jackpot Hunter standings.
It has been a record-setting season, and in 10th place in this record-setting standings, we have Spazwell over at the Gas Can Bar and Grill with 46,000 points. With 53,000 points in 9th place, we got Crazy Kid over at the Tasty Pizza Hangar, 45. Then over at Titan Sports Saloon, we got in 8th place Elsa with 58,000 points. With 59,000 points, we actually have a two-way tie in 6th place between 2A-Girl at Jimmy G's Bar and Brother Nat over at the Chart House. 5th place is Kev over at the Deer Stand with 61,000 points. With 63,000 points in 4th place, we got Kimmy over at Nisswa Legion. In 3rd place, we got Not Lucky at American Legion Fridley with 83,000 points. Now we get into that 100,000 point club, and both players are playing at Corner Bar in Goodhue. 2nd place is Bowl at Corner Bar in Goodhue with 120,000 points, and then also playing at Corner Bar in Goodhue with 149,000 points, we have Bobo in 1st place.
Absolutely, and it shows just what kind of implications two big players playing at that same location will have on these location standings. And as soon as I get get to first place, you'll understand why. But in 10th place, we got American Legion Fridley, who sits with 87,000 points. Right ahead of him, though, with 88,000 points. In 9th place, we got Billy's Rockford in Rockford. And then we get into 8th place with the Tasty Pizza Hanger 45 in Hilltop with 91,000 points. Closely behind, Shady's Railside in Rice, who's in 7th with 92,000. Then in 6th place, we have the Riverboat Depot in Sartell, who sits with exactly 100,000 points. Super excited to see them get in that next point club. 5th place, though, we got the Gas Can Bar and Grill in Brainerd, who has 106,000 points. But with 117,000 points in 4th place, we got Concordia Lanes in New Ulm. 3rd place is Carboni's Pizza CR Billiards in Coon Rapids with 190 points. Then in 2nd place, we have VFW Spring Lake Park with 219,000 points. And then, as I was saying, the accumulation of having those big-time players really has huge implications, as our 1st place location is Corner Bar in Goodhue, who sits with a whopping 385,000.
Well, what a great standings on both the player and location side of things in these Jackpot Hunter standings. Make sure you guys are coming out to earn some points for these standings from 4 all the way till 6, because you can earn points, but you can also win huge chunks of cash, which is super fun as well. There it is, 53 balls.
We're at the Ledge Amphitheater in White Park, Minnesota.
I saw the Blues Brothers 2 years ago with these guys.
Blues Brothers 2 years ago was a lot of fun. Prior to that, it was the Beach Boys, and with John Stamos, it was awesome.
I have never been to a PyCon event before. This is my first time, and I am loving it.
Yeah, this is incredible. We pulled in, parked, got some free beers, amazing free food.
Famous days!
Hey everyone, Famous Dave here, smoking up the best ribs in America.
Having a great time so far. We got a picture with John Randall. It's pretty awesome.
John Randall is like my favorite.
Skol, 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 baby!
Really cool seeing John Kriesel. Really cool listening to him talk and his story.
This is my first PyCon, and I've had a blast.
Willie is my favorite.
I'm excited for Willie Nelson.
I grew up listening to Willie Nelson my whole life.
Willie Nelson.
Willie Nelson.
Have a really nice day!
The entertainment, the people watching, cocktails, t-shirts.
Drink and eat and be with everybody.
Fabulous experience.
Either way, I don't know why you would miss this. That's all I gotta say.
He said we're making sure to come every year.
Get your butt here, man. Get your butt here.